Welcome, Ivy.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Loud
Yes,
and
I
Yes,
can
clear.
hear
yes,
you
yes,
clearly.
yeah. Okay, okay.
Hello everyone. Please be reminded to mute your microphone at all time. We will begin our webinar shortly.
Alah kan ada ujian BI tu. Band 2 je.
All right, good afternoon and hello to our respected officer, Madam Nur Ailin Lau Abdullah, alias Ailin Lau IT, SIC Kelas Bahasa of PPD Sabak Bernam, Headmaster of SK Parit 9 Tuan Haji Muhammad Azra'i bin Yaakob, Headmaster of SK Sri Bandi Muhammad Zaibidi bin Hashim, Mr. Zaibidi bin Hashim, Senior Assistant of Administration of SK Bagantrap Puan Haja Askina binti Mokhtar, Senior Assistant Teachers, Fellow Teachers, and to all dearly beloved audience. A very warm Cindy Windy welcome to all of you to our very first ever joint webinar this year entitled HIP Crystal Clear Image. How is everyone doing? Wherever you are, whether you are in Terengganu, Selangor, or in Penang, we hope that you are all in good shape and excellent health. We are very electrified today to have a full house with all of you as participants. For your information, this webinar is a part of our ongoing virtual HIP outreach program 3.0, a collaboration among these 4 schools, namely SK Baganterap, SK Parit 9, SK Seri Bandi, and SMK Permatang Tok Jaya. So I'm Muhammad Arshad, your moderator for today. So before we begin, let me introduce our panelists for today. First, our heartiest welcome to Madam Nur Ailin Lau Abdullah alias Ailin Lau IT, SIC Kelas Bahasa PPD Sabak Bernam. She has been in educational line for more than 29 years. Her rich experiences in teaching students from primary school to secondary schools have landed her where she is today as an officer in PPD Sabak Bernam. We are very proud to have her as our guest speaker for today. Secondly, due to ad hoc matter at the very last minute, Ustaz Tanziz will be replaced by Puan Haja Askina binti Mokhtar, Senior Assistant Teacher of Administration of SK Baganterap. This year will be her 32nd year of service. A very experienced teacher indeed. She has begun her journey as a senior leader since 2011. We are very excited to listen to her wisdom today. And lastly, Madam Mahfuzah binti Muhammad Abdul Rahman, the head of English panel of SK Parit 9. Under her wings, she has 18 years of teaching experiences in myriad places. She's also one of the key players in the running of this virtual HIP outreach program. I'm pretty sure that we are very excited to listen to her sharing. All right, so dear audiences, our webinar for today will be divided into 3 parts. The first 2 parts will be the forum rounds, and the last part will be the Q&A session. Feel free to write your questions should you have any doubt or suggestion in the chat box or in the Q&A menu, or you can also ask the question orally later on. All right, are you guys excited to start this? So without further ado, let's begin our forum. So, highly immersive program or HIP. I'm pretty sure that the acronym of this word is not something new to all of us, to our eyes, to our ears, of all teachers in school. But at some point, we do wonder at how much does the whole school community understand the real meaning and intention of HIP as a program in school. So, Madam Eileen, can you explain to us what is actually HIP, what is the background, and what are the objectives of this program? The floor is yours, Madam Eileen.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Arshad. Okay, now, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to all of you. Okay, I'm happy to meet all of you here in this webinar. So, as the questions from our young moderator just now, okay. Now, HIP was initially introduced in 1999, okay, for year 1 to Form 5 students under the MBM-MBI policy. Okay, so HIP has been with us for quite some time. Okay, at that time, okay, all schools were required to organize support activities for students to increase their exposure time to the English language. However, at that time, okay, the program unfortunately did not achieve its main objective, and thus gradually faded. Okay, so they come up with this. The HIP was given the new breath and being reintroduced with more strength and intensity under the existing MBM-MBI policy, which is in 2016. Okay, its pilot phase was first commenced in 2016 and eventually implemented in all schools by 2019, 2018. So just your question just now is the aim of it, right? Okay. Now, or the objective of HIP is to create a highly immersive language-rich environment that promotes the use of English in all schools. Okay, so with HIP, students are exposed to the English language through a variety of activities within and beyond the classroom. So HIP is also a part of the English language enhancement program as advocated in Wave 2 of the Malaysia's English education blueprint, which 2013 to 2025. Okay, this is not a new thing for all of us, and from what I can say is that okay, HIP okay is a whole school program. Okay, it's a whole school program. Okay, where everyone in the schools should be involved in this HIP program. Okay, so this is so that okay, it empowers schools by the schools and for the schools, meaning the school will create their own HIP activities, and then they are doing it for their students and for the teachers, and also for the community outside. Okay, so I think that is almost all about what HIP is all about. Okay, it is a whole school program. Okay, where everybody should be involved in this HIP program. Do I answer your question, Mr. Ashad?
Yes, definitely. But Madam Eileen, when you say it's a whole school program, there is this stereotype that somehow puts all of these burdens on the what we call that English panels only took care of this program. So what do you say about that? Is that only like the English panel becoming the the main player in implementing this, or it shouldn't just put this only on English panel and must involve the other panels as well into implementing this.
Oh, okay, Mr. Arshad. Okay, HIP is a whole school approach program, right? So it is a school program. It should be in the school yearly plan, the takwim sekolah. So it should be in there. Okay, and I am sorry to say lah, for all this while, HIP has been put under the English language panel, right, Mr. Ashad? Okay,
Yes.
under the English language panel. It's how to say? We can say, in fact, if we really read the perkeliling, okay, the surat perkeliling, that is sent to the school. This is a school program which must be in the takwim sekolah. So it is a whole school, the community of the school should be involved. So the penyelaras for this program can be anyone, not the English language panel only. Maybe because they see the name highly immersive program and HIP is in English, so it is put under English language panel. No, anybody can be the penyelaras or the coordinator for the program, okay, helped by the English panel. Okay, so I hope this situation can be fixed where not all HIP program are put solely under the English language panel. Okay, do I answer your question?
Yes, definitely, because that is somehow like one of the misconception that has been circulating
Yes,
around
yeah.
pages. Yes.
So I
Right.
hope the misconception can be, how to say, can be relieved with this webinar. Okay.
All right. So thank you, Madam Eileen, for your explanation. So what can we sum up from that just now is that it's a program that instills this kind of like environment that spur the use of English in daily life, among the life of our students, among the life of the whole community in the school, not just to the teachers and the students only. All right. So it is a very interesting and noble intention. But that aside, when we talk about implementing this program, we are only focusing on teachers alone. All right, there must be school leaders that should lead the way to its implementation and success. Therefore, Wan Haja Askina, would you tell us how does the administrators or senior leaders in school play their roles in implementing HIP?
Baik, thank you the moderator. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon to the panels, head of schools, teachers, school, staff and PTA representative. First of all, our headmaster, Ustaz Tamjiz bin Haji Hussein, sent his regard and as an urgent matter arise. He could not make it this afternoon. Okay, back to the question. The admin in the anchor and responsible to run to the HIP as part of the school activities to create English environment and lead the school in implementing HIP, like try to speak in English and even broken English. For example, the admin also support all English program carried out in school and ensure that all English activities are carried out properly and effectively. Not just English panel, but other panels as well. To be the contents motivator to teacher in providing continued motivation and support to them in carrying out these duties and various English activities. Besides that, we also encourage teacher and students is participating in English activities and connects parents and community to HIP in the school. This are what the SK Bagantra admin has done. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Puan Haja Askina. I'm very like compelled with the idea of like the admins like lead the way and show the what we call it, show the role, especially when it comes to speaking English, because not everyone have the courage to speak English. So even like when Puan Haja Askina say, try to speak and you must speak up, even though you are speaking in a very broken language or grammar, whatever it is, as long as you take the steps to try and speak it, gradually you will become somehow like, even though not near the native speakers or to the point of like being excellent in it, at least you are able to grasp the concept and you're able to like share your idea in a very smooth manner. Okay, so thank you once again to Puan Haja Askina. Very informative description on the roles of the school administrators, like what we call that, motivating the students to join in all the English programs and all that. I'm pretty sure you have done great things at school as well. So now that we have already learned about the role of school administrators in HIP, let's dig into the activities that can be carried out for HIP. But truthfully, when it comes to this part, the activities, we are always thinking that something bigger is better. Is that always correct? Is that always had to be that way? So the conception, that we had in our mind, or what we see on the social media or anywhere in schools, or our friends from sharing and all that, we've seen that the grander the program, the more HIP it is. So is that a true thing, or is that a true concept when it comes to HIP? So Madam Mafuza, could you walk us through on what are the activities that can be carried out for HIP, and how can these activities be carried out?
All right. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Arshad, respected Puan Nurailin, Puan Haja Askina, and all the teachers, staff, and representative from Teachers and Parents Associations from SK Parit Sembilan, SK Bangan Terap, SK Sri Bandi, and SMK Permata Tok Jaya. I'm happy to have you today, and I'm happy to be seated with the two other panels. Right. Actually, that I'm really happy that I have these kinds of patients, because I'm the person who are directly involved with HIP at school. Okay, now I want to share my experience. I want to share what was happened in my school. Okay, HIP activities at school. Okay, this is very interesting questions, and we usually misunderstanding and what kinds of activities are suitable for HIP. Like Mr. Arshad says, that usually we are thinking about a grand program, big program, popular program in English. But is it correct? So my answer is, it is totally wrong. So please keep in mind, please keep in mind, it is totally wrong. We are not looking for the super extraordinary or giant programs to be exposed, to be done, to be implemented in school. Okay. This is something that misunderstanding that we have to change, and that's why we have this webinar this afternoon. All right. So I want to share our experience in SK Parit Sembilan. For your informations, that we started HIP programs in our school as we are the cohort 3 in 2018. Okay. So myself as a head of English panels and the coordinator for HIP program in my school, I always keep reminding myself and others to promote HIP and make them understand that this is our programs. And I try to make they understand that what exactly the routine of English panel, okay, our activities, okay, either in class or out of the class, the competition itself, or creating in the environment, or the English board, or the English corner, or the speakers corner, that is also as HIP activities. Okay, so it doesn't mean we're creating something new. Our routines in school, the activity itself is HIP programs. Okay, I think it's better for me to share you the real situation, the pictures of what we did in our school. Okay, Mr. Arshad, could you share the slides that I gave you?
Happy to.
All right. Basically, we must understand KPM with the, as Madam Eileen said, we have under MBM, MBI perkelilings. Okay, that is the punca kuasa. Okay, and we also have a guideline or the kit for the hip. I hope all the coordinator, especially the English teacher, already know that we have hip kit. Okay, not KID, KIT. Okay, maybe for a new teacher, um, they didn't know about it. So I hope after this, you know that we have keep Kit. Okay, so this one on slide, you can see that we asked, the KPM suggested to us to cater activities in 4 categories. The first one is in class, the second one out of class, the third one extra classes, and the fourth one is outreach. Okay. Next slide, please. All right, now let us. So this is what happened in my school. Sometimes it is same like what you did in your school, but sometimes other schools do more better than this. Okay, this is what we did. Okay, in class. Okay, as we know that in class, the core business is PDPC. So how could we mix HIP program or HIP activities in our classroom? So we started. I mean, we did in our PDPC. The most important we did in our PDPC. So makes the lesson of please spend the fun learning. Usually fun learning is done in language art, but we also can do fun learning in other skills of English classroom. Okay, we can play games and keeps learning, and we also use ICT projects to our kids. Okay, these three activities is the main activities that we did in our fun learnings in my school. Okay, the second one is every year we have a writing module, especially for the level 2 kids. Okay, and then we also have project based learnings, which usually we do recorded video or folio or poster for campaign. Okay, and sometimes they are thinking that this is something isolated than the PDPC itself. No, you teach, you do activity that is hip activity. Right. And then we also in class we have a reading corner. Yes, we have Bahasa Melayu books, but in the same time, please make sure you also provide English book. If you cannot provide English book, you can provide with reading cards. You can provide with a newspaper or magazines. Okay. And then in my school, we have also a Nilam book pack. Okay, this is one of our project is Nilam book pack, which the teachers bring the collections of book in a plastic. The kids can bring the books at home. They read, they recorded it. And sometimes we also read in the class. Okay, so this is what we did in class activities. All right, now let us look to the next one is out of the class. Okay, out of the class. Okay, the first one I think is very interesting because if you remember, if you are not English teacher, you also know that once time ago, speakers corner are very popular and every school are keep competing to each other to have a very popular, grand, beautiful speakers corner. But the problem is, did we use the speakers corner to develop the skill, to develop the confidence of the kids? We use the word of speakers corner, but it doesn't mean it just only for the English panel or we did it for the English activity. If you are teaching Arabic, you also can use the speakers corner. But in this situation, if you are doing SIP activities, please make use the speakers corner. Right? And the second one is assembly in English. And when I say assembly in English, it doesn't mean each time of the assembly you are using English or fully conducted in English. So you can choose maybe 1 week from in a month to conduct the assembly in English, Or you can start it with if you are the teacher in charge and you are the English teacher, please try to, deliver your speech or conducted it in English. I mean, to make them get familiar with the language. Okay, we already did this one. Okay, as we have a reading corner in the classroom, outside of the class, we also have reading corner. So they have more opportunities to read English materials. Okay. We also have MBM, MBI Working Pass. This is our collaborations with the PIBG and in Bahasa Melayu panel. Okay. We also have English Corner. Okay. We have hopscotch. Okay, hopscotch. We draw the hopscotch on the walk on the corridor, and the kids will play on it. Okay. And we also have talent search. Okay, talent search is usually we have two times. We did it two times. Okay, usually in the earliest of years or early of our school session, we did it for to find out the talents for the academic competition. But at the end of our school session, usually we did it because we want to fill their time. Because usually we are complete with the PBD, complete with all the syllabus, and we have activities, and it is to make use their times. Okay, and the eighth one is English camp. The English camp, my school, Supaya Sembilan did it last 2019. Okay, we collaborate with SK Sri Bahagia, and for English camp we did from year 1 until year 6. All right. Now that is the third category is extra classes. Okay, for this year and started from after we didn't have UPSR, everybody keep asking, hey, what is extra classes? There is no UPSR at all. That is very interesting question. All right. Usually, when we have UPSR before this, or extra classes is more focusing on to develop their skill, the tips on answerings. Okay. But nowadays, okay, for example, for number one, extra to excels, and extra to excel is the activities that we did when we have UPSR before this. Okay, but now, okay, we also done Let's Read phonics. Okay, this is focusing on for the program with the preschool. Okay, and we did also for the year one. Okay, and then we have writing workshops. Okay, and then now because we are focusing on PBD, we are towards to extra class is for the number 4 and number 5, to intensive class, and the 1-to-1 for the remedial kids. Okay, so I think for the extra classes, please do not think that having the class tambahan on Saturday or Sunday or and the semester break as something that is the extra classes. If you can meet the kids after school and provide something extra out of the class, that is extra classes. It doesn't mean to have a proper class, everybody must come, proper lesson plan, and we call it as extra classes. We should understand it. If we didn't understand it, we will think that this extra classes is very burden because you are thinking, oh, it is waste. We don't have any UPSR, blah, blah, and blah. Okay, now the last category is outrage. Okay, I'm focusing on 5 activities that we already did in our school. Okay, the first one is parents' roles at home. Okay, we do PBL. Okay, so usually we do a video project. So there the parents play their role to guide their kids. So we have the last product is usually is better than if the kid just do it him or herself. Okay, and we also encourage the parents to help us to train their kids if their kids are chosen to be one of the academic competitions presenter or on behalf of our school. So maybe the problems here to mix the parents' roles. We must be patient. We must give intake. Here, we must remember that parents is not trained as a teacher like us. We are a trained teacher and we know the education situations. and we already know about what is HIP and what is our role. So in this part, for the for the first activity, parents' roles at home, we must guide the parents. We must, started with the scaffold. Started by we are giving them a guideline on how they can take part and help us. Okay, the second one is PTA, Parents, Teachers and Associations, and the community of staff. Okay, the PIBG and the PIBK itself. Okay, in my school, I'm very lucky. My PIBG and PIBK is very active. So I said that I want reading corner. The PIBG will link. Okay, willing to have. Okay, I said that okay. I dream to have a MBM and BI working pass. What can I have? Okay, yeah, we say like that. Okay, so and there is one time we have extra class on Sunday, which the teachers are preparing materials, but teacher are not attending the class, but the parents are attending the class to be the tutor. All right. The third one is mobile district library, perpustakaan bergerak. Okay, I'm the person. Luckily, I'm a person who I love reading very much. So usually when the perpustakaan bergerak or the mobile district library come to school, I will ask them to make sure they will bring English book. So I will encourage my kids to borrow book at least. They love bahasa book, but okay, I give one rule. If you want to borrow a book, at least you must borrow one English book. All right. And then the fourth one is other school English trade. Okay. We have a field trip and talent show. Okay, our field trip and talent show is with SK Sri Bahagia and SJKC Yofan. We came to their school, representing, and it is very fun activities. Okay, you also have English camp. Okay, English camp with collaborations with SK Sri Bahagia. They came to my school and we did the program together. And the last one is the VHOP. As you heard and look at the screen, we have the VHOP 3.0. Okay, so we started virtual hip outreach program in 2020 because of the COVID-19. Okay, so we got the idea to do the VHOP. So in this VHOP, we have teachers activity now that we did, and we have a kids activities. We have art workshops, and we have a Padlet sharings, talent show, we have a pen pal, writing email, we have cross cultural activities. Okay, these 5 activities, if you see, usually people we see outreach is you are collaborating with higher education institutions, or you are collaborating with the NGO, you are collaborating with other company, blah blah and blah and blah. And it's quite very, it's not easy to collaborate with them if if you don't have any connections. It's involving the letters, it's involving something's a budget. So my school is not a big school. We have lots of money or expenses to, to make a project like that. Okay, so we are choosing outreach program based on our capability. So these 5 activities, it's quite easy to done it, and it's proof that we successfully, conducted these 5 activities as outreach activities. Okay, now let's us at glance looks at the pictures what we did in our school. Okay, this one is very interesting. Know your school HIP level. Okay, for your information, HIP, we have a level of HIP, and you have to answering the questions or to know the level of our English. Okay, so my schools is in the level 3. Now this start from 2020. My school are not, answering manually in the forms, so we did in the Google Forms. Okay. Next. Okay, this is our speakers corner. Okay. And then, okay, this is outreach and outdoor activities. We have English camp. Okay, this you can see there for year 2 different activity, year 1 different activity, year 4 different activities. Okay, but because we are cater year 1 until year 6. Okay, this is the same activities. English camp. Okay, this is in-class activity. Okay, sometimes we do scrapbook, sometimes we do presentations on what they did. Sometimes they are singing, sometimes they are writing together, sometimes they are drawing poster. Okay. Okay, if you see a special mall there, okay, they are learning about adjective and they are learning about places, and I ask them to, to create a model based on what they have in the classroom. So very interesting activities, and then they have to present it. Okay, we have language art. Okay, the most important things that when you do keep activities in class activities, okay, extra bonus there is you can do also PBD. You can record it. You can evaluate the kids. That is very interesting. Okay, this is during Independence Month. Okay, we are drawing a bunting. Okay, bunting creating competitions. Okay, usually they are did it in Bahasa, so we did in English. So it hit activities. Okay, this is also Merdeka activities. Okay, this is collaboration with the Perpustakaan Bergerak. Okay. Okay, this is what I said. My reading corner. Okay, this is outside of the class. Down there, laluan ilmu, MBM, MBI. Okay, you can see there, my heroes are doing their job, helping me and helping my kids. Okay, this is collaboration with PSS. Okay, I make use my good relationship with PSS. Okay, they have many lots of books that they want to, clear it. So I ask them, please hold, please do not clear it first. Let me check and choose whether I can use it. So I have a lot, buckles of books that PSS want to clear it. So I take it and I have a collections of English books. Free. Okay, this is collaboration with English Club. So please keep in mind, you can collaborate with many parties in the school. So this I collaborate with English Club because I'm also involved in English Club. So English Club also is hip activities. Okay, this is OOTD Hari Raya with the cards. Okay, and the parents help them to take the picture. Okay, this is what I can. Okay, the next one. This is what I said. Our hopscotch. Okay, this is our outreach with the tuition center. I know the tuition center come to my school to promote their package. So I asked them to give a motivations and to give some writing tips. So I get my activities, I get my give and take. Okay, this is outdoor activity recorded video. Okay, this Sabers e-challenge, this is PPD activities. So I asked my kid, never mind, you cannot read fluently, you cannot deliver it very well. Never mind, open, everybody can send their video. So I have a lot of students that involved in these activities. Okay, this is collaboration with History Panel. Okay, this is during Merdeka August. Okay. Okay, this is also during Independence Month activities. Okay, this is outdoor. Okay, if you see there, okay, how many people's there? This is our talent show. We make them compete to each other first before we choose choose the person who will represent the school. Okay, next, Sasha. Ashad, is it the only my slide didn't move?
I think Arshad near jam kot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, tak apa.
Oh,
I
he's
think kita
gone.
tunggu.
He's gone.
Okay. So if you see, I was say, okay, just only a pictures of it. Okay, I just go on. Okay. So if you see most of my activities, it doesn't mean that I have a big panel or I mean numbers of committees are big, but I
Okay.
mix
I'm
my
so sorry for the technical glitch
oh,
just
it's okay.
now.
But
I'm
I
going
mix
to.
my activities as a this is our activities. These are our activities. If I don't make it to make it, I mean the belongings of the activities, the belongings of activities are very important to me. That's why to answer the questions of on how I conducted the activities, I mean, for me, I am very lucky because in my school, luckily, I have a very awesome team. We can work together. We know this is my team. Okay, this is my team. Okay, everybody know everybody know that English trainers are leadings. I mean, plannings or I mean leads the others to do the activities. But everybody can can join together and contribute something. At least take part to make our program runs very well. Okay, so usually we can discuss as a family. We can, divide the work together. That's why in my in our school, the HIP community, it just not only involving the English panel members. What we put all the heads of other panels in our community. So maybe we can say that the anchor of the committee is the English panel. But the anchor can, if you have a good anchor but you didn't have a good members to work along with you, it's nothing. But I'm lucky. In the as a whole too. It's a whole members in our school. As a team, we can work and they can cooperate with me and others English panel to make our HIP activities successfully. I think something's good from our activities. You can do it at your school, but that is the sharings that I can show you this afternoon. That's all, Asha.
All right. Thank you very much, Madam Afuza. I think this is a very an eye opener for all of us, right? Because the examples given and shown just now by Madam Afuza is not only practical but also doable in our school. Because we always think that when it comes to HIP, it's all big kind of things. But it's actually even the smallest thing, activity that we did in class, that we do like outside the classroom, are all considered HIP activities. The most important part that I can get from what Madam Afuza said just now is the ability that we are able to have a continuous and sustained English environment that promotes the students to use, to apply, the English language usage, not only in the classroom context, but also outside of the classroom. So, when it comes to these activities, like Madam Afosa said just now, we have to always exercise several precautions, like the process, the cause, the impacts, all right, to ensure that we can do something impactful for the students. As much as we love to talk about the activities, at times we are confused at who are in charge of HIP. We know that the teachers are actually somehow becoming the force in implementing these activities. So, Madam Eileen, could you tell us who are actually in charge of HIP in school and who are supposed to be involved in HIP implementation and program?
Okay, it's a very simple question. Who is in charge? Okay, of course, as the head of the school, the guru besar or the principal will be the person foreseeing all the program for HIP. Okay, however, if you really look at the surat pekeliling, okay, this HIP program is in fact under the jurisdiction of PK, PK co-curriculum, because we have based on what Madam Mahfuza said just now, we have 4 activities, right, for our HIP. Okay, we have in class, out of class, extra class, and also outreach. Okay, so from all these four activities, okay, three of them are more to core curriculum. Okay, so in fact for your charter organisasi, your the one after the penasihat, the guru besar, the GB, or we have PK Koko, and then the penyelaras. Okay, and like what I said just now, penyelaras can be anyone. Okay, not only put it under panel, English panel, can be anyone. Okay, so for those involved, like I have stressed just now, is a whole school project. So everyone is involved, from the school head to the teachers, to the students, and to the parents and community. And I would like to applaud what SK Parit 9 had done. The one that Madam Mahfuza had showed us just now. She did a very good job in engaging the parents and community, where they come in the school and they help out in the HIP program. So these are the key persons involved in the HIP program, and the anchor is the school head. Okay, the school head. So I know that Madam Mafuza has a very good school head as her anchor. So that's why she can do all those activities that she showed us just now. Okay, like she said, we don't have to go for very grand activity. We do activities that we can do, that is doable to us, achievable for us. So I would like to congratulate Madam Mafuza for what she had done with her school, which is SK Parit 9. So those are the people involved in HIP program. Okay, back to you, Mr. Ashad.
Thank you, Madam Eileen. I think I'm kind of agree with what you said just now about the parents, or we call it parents' engagement with the school, because it's not
Yeah.
something that is easy to overcome with. Because you want to get that cooperation, it's not as easy as like giving instruction and then they will come. It needs like several approaches to get them to somehow be informed and then get their willingness to come to school and help out with the implementation of the HRP and all that. So what have we seen just now through the presentation of Brenda Mafuza is like very impressive. Okay, so now that just now when Madam Eileen said about the people of the anchor people in schools, the head of headmasters or the principals, we somehow like has the conception like a previous conception before that it's actually under the jurisdiction of PK, or we call that the senior assistant teacher of administrators or curriculum, but it's actually under the jurisdiction of the PK co-curriculum. It's
Yes.
directly from her. So most of the activities actually we can collaborate with whatever the co activities with the Persatuan uniform and also the others like what we call that the special celebrations like Merdeka and any other celebrations. So those we can also incorporate the English activities as well to um, in line with our HIP program. All right. Thank you very much once again, Madam Eileen. So as we have gone through the activities before, and I'm pretty sure that at your school you have carried out some activities with your students. All right. So we wonder how much has it impacted our students and school. Hence, Puan Hajah Askina, as a school administrator, can you tell us how far the success of HIP at your school, or how much impacts have you seen on your school community?
Okay, thank you, moderator. Okay, SK Bang Trap implement HIP since 2018. Now we are in band 4. Uh, we set up English boards in every classroom, in in the canteen and near the hall. People read material, test material, and gain the vocabs not just the class but outside the class. Uh, we have speakers corners where people do presentation in English, like introduce sense of object in English, storytelling, pronouns, number. Uh, in English, we are to list police, polish the people talent and develop their self-confidence. Okay, and then every Monday, our people will conduct the assembly in English. Yeah? It gives good impact to the people where they become more confident to speak in front of others. Okay, we give platforms for the people trying to use English. From all this, my people eager to take part in competition is district like the book review, poetry, storytelling, and many more. Okay. Since last year, we had outreach program with SK Parit 9, SJK Yokwan. The people really enjoy the activities with their new friends. And this year, we continue with SK Parit 9 and other new school out of Selangor. These are some activities that SK Baganterak had done across the year. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Puan Haja Askina. So proud to hear that your school is doing great in HIP, especially when it comes to a HIP level band, because it's not that easy to achieve that level because you have got to answer the surveys and you have got to ask the student to be honest when it comes to answering the surveys, even though you know that they are also struggling to understand the question in the survey itself. So hopefully, we hope that whatever that you have done in school, Puan Haja, the momentum shall retain and continue to further heights. So now, I think that as much as we like rainbows and tassels and everything that we do when it comes to implementing the HIP, but we have to admit that at some point it's not always a rosy walk in the park. We do hit somehow like a stumbling block. Sometimes it hits rock bottom and there are hurdles to overcome. So on that note, Madam Mahfuza, with your years of experience in implementing HIP, can you tell us what are the obstacles that your team has faced to implement and promote HIP? And also, how does your team solve the problem?
All right. Let me start with one sentence as life is up and down, upside down. That is also what happened in HIP's implementation in my school. It is a it is a it is a lie. If I say I don't have any problem, usually successfully, that is a lie. Okay, so obstacle and problems do occur along our implementations and how we try to culture the hips in our schools. Okay, like other school. Okay, sometimes we could predict what will happen. Unfortunately, sometimes our planning become bad or worse because we didn't predict it will happen. And this time, sometimes plan B didn't work, plan C didn't work, and sometimes plan D also didn't work. But it doesn't mean I have to stop. And my team also agree that don't stop, just keep going and try to overcome it. And that is the challenge. That is the challenge to implement and culture HIP in our school. Okay, so in a nutshell, I could say could say there is four main problems or obstacles that you have to prepare, overcome, and sometimes it's come in a different way. You can predict it, but sometimes different school it's come in another way, and another way how to overcome it. Okay, so you have to understand the problems. But now I'm sharing what what we face it. Okay, the first one is a lack of awareness and misunderstanding the heat. I faced this problem when we start heat 2018 because when we start it, I'm as a coordinator, I'm also not quite really understand by listening to the briefing in 1 to 2 hours and then go to school, implement it. So me as a coordinator also have a problem to really understand what should I do. So the awareness and the misunderstanding of HIP, this is the main problem. But now, now in my school, I can say that everybody understands that what is HIP. Okay, so some of school members thought that HIP is the privilege, especially for English teacher or English panel. Okay, and that is wrong. As Madam Eileen said, as Mr. Arshad said, that is wrong. Okay, it is for all of us. And to cater these problems, if you are in the committee of HIP, you must try to make them understand. You must promote about HIP. You are not promoting your panel. You are promoting the HIP. You must understand that. Do not promoting your panel. For example, I'm head of English panel. English panels are, responsible to lead the activities. Please do not promote your panel, but promote the HIP. Okay. So if you successfully promote the HIP and they understand what is HIP, so you can, there is no more misunderstanding about HIP. Okay, and this time you can work as a team. Okay, so please make use. Nowadays we have so many medium to make them understand, to promote. We have WhatsApp group. I think each school have a WhatsApp group. Okay, you have PIBG WhatsApp, or in the case of my school, we also have community WhatsApp group. Okay, so you can promote and to make them understand what is HIP. Okay, and sometimes you also can use the board in your school to promote HIP. Sometimes also you can slot in a school speech, assembly speech. In the case of my school, we are planning what is the theme or the topics for each week in the assembly. One of the topics that we slot in along the year is about HIP, to promote HIP. So at least they can hear about HIP and clear about HIP, either the kids or the teachers, formally in a speech. And they will take it as serious, something serious matters, because we make it serious. Okay. The second problem or obstacle that we have is expenses and budget. Everybody are talking about expenses and budget. If you have a small program or a big program, we are talking about expenses and budget. Okay. Please do remember there is no specific budget for HIP. Okay. But I have a but there. Okay. But we must be creative. So in my school, as I said, we are working together. So please make use the first, because English panels leads the program. In my school, I make sure allocation for English panel, I put aside for a program. I put aside for the teaching aids. So it's in the same time, if I just only have 400, so 400, okay, how many for the program and how many for the teaching aids? Okay, so that is one of the way. Another way to overcome this problem is please collaborate with the other panels, so you can share the expenses. Maybe English panel can provide 150 only. So I collaborate with another panel. They can provide how many, to share how many expenses. So we can have one program, but involving more than one panel. Okay, more than one panels. Okay, and then we also collaborate with the TPA, the PIBG. And some people will say, hey, my PIBG is not kaya one. Do not asking about thousands of ringgit. Okay, the most important is do not thinking about thousands of ringgit or hundreds of ringgit. But I think we must make them understand why do we need their help. Okay. If you are quite hardworking and have a very network, have a very good network, you can get fund from outside. from the company, for the sponsorships, okay, for the personal sponsorships. That is also can. All right. The third one is about time. Okay, school calendar full of activity, and sometimes there is unexpected changes happen. You already planned it, but it changed. Okay, so how to overcome it? First, when you when your PK, when your headmaster, rearranging the school takwim, please slot in the HIP program, the main one. Okay, please slot in. Okay, slot in HIP program. Okay, the important one. Not all the program you are slot in the takwim. Kalau if you slot in all the program, others panels, others committee will say, oh my God, everything are HIPs. Okay, so please slot in something's important that you think, oh, we must do it. So please slot in the school takwim. Okay, and then to make it easier for you to implement and do the activities, because we have the time is very packed. You can combine HIPS activities with other panels and committee. Okay, so everybody achieve their goal with one activities. Okay, and always have contingency plan. Okay, this is very important. Where, as I said, we have a very packed time schedule, and sometimes there is a changes, shortly changes. So we must have contingency plan. And the last one is numbers of committees members, two in charge. Okay, for a small schools, numbers of teachers are smalls, and the panel also sometimes 1 or 2 person only. Okay, so to overcome this problem, it's back to our main discussion is to make the HIP as our program. So there is no problem when I say, actually, if I'm saying about my school, the option is for English, it's just only 2 of us. And how can we conduct it and implement the HIP activities with 2 heads? We couldn't. Okay, please do them and to make it successful, plan the activities. You plan the activities and please try to encourage other parties to take part. So we will get same benefits. Okay, for example, I give you, it's very simple example. For example, if we are collaborating with the science or maths panels, we can do STEM activities. They achieve their goal, we achieve our goal. Okay, so each parties will be happy, and it's supposed to be usually science one activity, maths one activity, English for the HIP. So you're playing about 3. So don't plan for 3 activities. 3 panels plan 1 activities, but you can achieve different goal for your own community. So it's made easier for you, and there is no reason that you just only one option is we are small school, numbers of teachers, only 1 staff. There is no reason of that if you can work as a team. Okay, I think these four obstacles or problems are facing, every school are face the same problems, but we have different way to cater and overcome the problems. I see, this is what already happens in my school, and we successfully overcome it. But each year we are facing different situation and different problem. But please get ready. It is life. All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Madam Afuza. Okay, I like your idea about expecting the unexpected, because it's refreshing to see that somehow any obstacles or circumstances that you have faced with your team, somehow you have come up with the solutions that is practical, and most importantly that you always look at the possibilities at your disposal. All right, and I'm also like somehow in line with your idea that says different schools, different kind of situation and different kind of problems. So it's up to us whether how we are going to man up, how are we going to overcome it in the way that we always want, or in the way that's suitable to the situation that we are dealing with. Okay, so everyone, from that I believe we have to utilize the resources and the manpower that we have without having to splurge excessively, because we have to somehow like conquer the fact that now things are getting expensive. So we have to somehow like limit the budget or use something that is free, something that we have already had at school. Because I believe that the PSS or any kind of resource center at school, they have like adequate and substantial amounts of resources that we can recycle and reuse for the purpose of not just the HIP but for other programs as well. Okay, so everyone, now that we have completed the forum part, it's time for our final part, which is the Q&A session. So feel free to ask away any confusion that you have. So in doing so, you may unmute yourself. Please state your name, your school, and your question. So the floor is now open for Q&A. If you wish to ask question, just unmute yourself. Okay, all right, Mr. Najmuddin. Mr. Najmuddin, are you there?
Hi, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
I'm Najmuddin from SK Sribandi.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a question. Not really a question, but maybe the sharing on how do we want to encourage the school communities to participate in HIP. Okay, thank you. That's my question.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Najmuddin, for such a wonderful question. I think the question is very relevant to what we are discussing right now. So the question is, how do we want to encourage the school communities to participate in HIP? So I believe to answer that question, we have to ask the school administrators because they are essentially in foreseeing the whole implementation of HIP. So Puan Hajah Askina, can you please answer the question of how do we want to encourage the school communities to participate in HIP?
Thank you for the question. Okay. First, we must understand the community itself. The parents and residents around my school are the villagers. Besides, they are parents and residents. They are also alumni. Uh, in this in this situation, the community in the school lead by the admin so give positive labels for HIP. Uh, Next, the school need to promote HIP continuously every year during the PTA meetings. Inform the parent about the HIP program that the school had done and will carry out the further. Parents could be part of the HIP route PTA. Then they can assist the school by providing financial assistance and expertise. And then we can also invite the expertise in any file related to HIP and then to be the community or facilitator. Okay, for the example, the parents are good in education, they can teach extra classes, and then parents good in competency, help with HIP project, like set up a HIP garden or reading hut. Okay, here the most important uh, is the awareness of the belonging. HIP is for all of the sake of our kids. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Panaja Askina, for your response
Thank
just
you.
now. I believe what you have just said just now can be like concluded in like the first one is about the rapport. First, the school administrators or the school teachers as well. You have to build the rapport with the community, the school communities, because when you have the building the rapport, you can understand the situation, the problems, the needs, whatever it is, the interest as well. So from then on, I believe Majaskina said about the working together, like building this, getting the funds and all that, the use of what we call that, utilizing the alumni organization and all that. And I believe that Panajas can also mention about the continuous correspondence between the school and also the school community. Because when you have this continuous correspondence, they are informed and aware of what is going on at school. So they know that, okay, now this is happening in school. So these are the activities that we are doing right now. Okay, so the kids are, oh, now that we have these activities, they want the kids to join in. So that's continuity in the correspondence is very important when it comes to school and the school communities relationship. All right, thanks once again, Puan Haja Askina. Now, second question, anyone? Yes, Madam Hafiza.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
I'm Hafiza from SK49. I want to ask this question to Madam Nur Ailin. How can PPD play its role in giving support to the school in implementing HIPS? Thank you.
All right. Okay, thank you, Madam Hafiza, for your question. Yes. Okay, so we also wonder the same thing too. So, Madam Eileen, how can PPD play the role in giving support to the school in implementing HIP?
Okay, for me, for us in PPD, if we are to give, we are asked to give money to the school, I'm sorry to say that we don't have the money to do so. Okay, so what I can say is that for us in PPD, what we can do is we always support what the schools are doing. Like for this program, VHOP 3.0, and I would like to congratulate those involved in this VHOP 3.0. In fact, I have been involved in the VHOP since the very first one. Okay, the very first one. This is the third one, and all of you have done a very marvelous job in continuing the VHOP tradition. Okay, so for us in PPD, we give full support to the schools who are doing the HIP program. We also do school visits to schools that are not sure of how the HIP activities can be done. Okay, in fact, if there are schools that wanting information on HIP, feel free rather to call us in PPD. Okay, we can lend you a hand. Okay, because we cannot give you money. We cannot give you, for example, we cannot sponsor your program, but we can give you help by assisting you, okay, and also in giving you full support. Okay, you can call us anytime. Okay, we can give you, maybe we can be one of the speakers like today. Okay, so that is how the PPD, that is the PPD's role in helping in supporting the school. Okay, for this HIP program. Okay, thank you. I hope I answer Madam Hafiza's question.
All right,
Thank
thank
you,
you, Madam
ma'am.
Hafiza. Sorry, thank you, Madam Eileen, for your response. Okay, so everyone remember, if you have any like doubts when implementing HIP, so the PPD is actually offering a very substantial and very excellent professional support when it comes to enlightening your confusion and clearing up your doubts. So that's, I think, the biggest part that the biggest support that the PPD is offering right now to all of us in implementing HIP, especially those who are struggling, like not having the English options at school to understand the running of this program. All right, thank you once again, Madam Eileen. So I think we can go to the next question. Anyone? Any question, anyone? If you'd like to ask question, please unmute yourself. If you have any like doubts, if you want to ask Madam Mafuza. Anybody? I think we can get one more question for the remaining panelists to answer. All right, so if there is no like question anymore, so I would like to ask our remaining panelists, Madam Mafuza, to give us a summing up or sum up of what have we discussed for today.
All right. Okay. I'm waiting for a question. Okay. Because I love to share with you because I'm a teacher. I'm a person I'm a person who try to make the hip successfully. So maybe my experience, my school experience could give you ideas, could encourage you to do better next day, kan? All right, but okay, as Mr. Arshad said, can I summing up everything? The first one I would like to sum it up is, after this, I hope we are clear enough, crystal clear, okay, crystal clear. What is hip? What is our role? But in the same time, I think I should touch this one. Okay, if you are not the committee of hip, if you are not the English teacher, what could you do? What is your role? Maybe after this you are thinking, what Mahfuza say, everybody must take part, everybody must make it as a I mean ours activities, ours program. But I'm not the committee. I'm not the English teacher. What should I do? So before you keep asking yourself that question after this, let me show you, let me share this with you. If you are not English teacher, if you are not one of the committee in HIP, you still can play your role. Okay, I give you a few tips. Okay, I give you a few tips. The first one, be a promoter. Okay, promoter. Okay. Especially to the kids. Usually, I mean the problems here. If you are not non-English teacher, no, you are not English teacher. You have, lack of confidence, and you have a barrier communications, okay, communication barrier, because you don't have confidence to speak in English. How you want to in charge the program, you are thinking about that, you're not confident to use the word. Maybe the English teacher, never mind, you can use broken English, but you are not confident, you are feeling that everybody are looking at you, and maybe you are very ashamed to speak, to get involved. So, because you are did not thinking that you are belongings to the program. So be a promoter. At least be a promoter, especially to the kids. Okay, you can encourage them to take part in HIP activities. Maybe you cannot say, okay, you can join in blah 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 blah. No, you can. You can approach them, encourage them in bahasa. It's okay. Be a good promoter. Okay, at least you give something, at least you contribute for your HIPS program in your school. The second one is, please make sure, first you be a promoter. The second one, please a role model. Okay, be a role model to the kids. Do not thinking too far. Be a role model to the English teacher, be a role model to other teachers in other school. Just make it's easy for you. Be a role model to your kids. Okay, some of school, I give you an example, some of school they have the English day, English weeks, okay, to make them use the English language. But some school they didn't have English, the English week. But you can still be a good role model to the kids. I think everybody are very quite familiar with our daily expression by giving greetings, good morning, good afternoon, thank you, I'm sorry, excuse me. By using by using the expression or the daily conversation, that is also helping the HIP program runs very well. You are promoting, you are making yourself as a role. So the teacher, Ustazah also can speak English. Wow, the Arabic Ustad. Wow, Ustad also can speak English. Kursiyun, chair. The Ustad said, oh, so you make yourself as a role. So they will look up at you, and it's give a very good expressions for the English for the HIP activity. Okay, for the third one is if you are not a non-English teacher or not in a committee of HIPs, please try to be a person who are give and take with collaborates with the HIP committee. Um, Kill two birds with one stone. Dalam bahasa Melayunya, bunuh, bunuh dua burung dengan satu batu. So here ni, many time I see in the station is that collaborate to each other, work together, work as team. Achieve the KPI with one activities, many committees and many parties. For example, maybe sometimes you are sebenarnya you got the idea, but you what is it? I give you a few examples. For example, if you are collaborated with the Arabic panel, you can label places in places or rooms around the school with Arabic and English version. Al-Faslu, classroom. Mat'am, canteen. So it is also HIP activities. Arabic panel got one activities, HIP got one activities, but in one activities. For example, you can collaborate with history panel like we did. We have the Merdeka or Independence Month activities. Collaborate with them. You can collaborate with science and maths panels for the STEM activities. Maybe you can also collaborate with the resource center, PSS, Pusat Sumber, for the NILAM activity that we did at school. We have a NILAM book pack. We also, sometimes you forget that we have preschool at school, so you can collaborate with the preschool. You can have a remedial or intervention class to teach them phonics, to teach them penmanship. You can collaborate with the preschool community. Or you can collaborate with the PE panel, PJK. Maybe you are thinking, what PJK? For English, for English you can collaborate with the PE panel, like doing out of the class activities. For the outdoor activities, you can have treasure hunt. It's involving physical, right? You can have treasure hunt. You can have English camp. So here, everybody can take part and play their role. So at least the key point here is that our willingness and our attitude to give and take. So I can summing up that me as a teacher, I think I'm proud that I have a very good team to make my HIP activity and HIP program in my school successfully. And I really hope this afternoon sessions we opens your eyes, opens your heart, opens your mind to make changes to become better in future. That's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Madam Afuza, for your summing up. I believe that when we do these HIP activities, the non-English teachers should not be somehow afraid to giving their what we call it, giving their contributions, or to collaborate with English panel, because English teachers, we are not the judgmental persons. We are all open-minded person. We are open our arms wide for you to cooperate with us and collaborate in different kind of activities in school. We are more than happy to do things with you as well. So Thank you for all of your questions and thank you to all panelists for all your responses. So before we conclude our session for today, we would like to promote our VHOP 3.0 Facebook page, and kindly please, all right, hold on, let me show you the page. Okay, so here we have the page, all right. So kindly please follow and like our page. Besides us sharing the activities for this ongoing program, you are also welcome to share anything that you have done in school related to English and HIP that can be beneficial for others. Okay, so the link is provided in the text box, and also the link is at the inside the registration form. So all right, so I'm looking forward to you liking our pages and following our pages, and also you sharing whatever materials and activities that you have done in school that we can also emulate and copy to be done in our school as well. All right. Okay. So everyone, in conclusion, our deepest gratitude to all our awesome and great panelists today, Madam Nur Ain Lau Abdullah, Puan Haja Askina, and Madam Mahfuza for your wonderful sharing and spending time with us today. Before we wrap up, kindly please switch on your camera for our photo session. All right, everyone. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, snap. Okay, all right, hold on. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3, snap. Okay, thank you everyone for your cooperation for today. So with that, thank you all for your time, your awesome support and participation from either Terengganu, Selangor or Penang. Okay, or wherever you are, thank you for your time once again for spending the time with us this evening. Okay, so till we meet again, have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
everybody. Thank
Assalamualaikum.
you.
Thank you, everyone. Good job, everyone.
Welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Madam
Thank you.
Eileen.
Thank you,
Thank you, Madam
everyone.
Eileen.
Thank you, Puan Haja. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Bahanja.
Thank you,
Thank you, Madam
everyone.
Afuza.
Oh.
Okay, Acap boleh off record kot.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Thank you, Bob, for